Hello everyone and welcome to another Thomas video. So this is going to be the first deck we're going to be taking a look at from the newest set, Tarkir Dragonstorm. This one is a little bit of a meme because as you can see, we have a Siege Rhino in the deck. And you might be asking like, why Siege Rhino in the deck? Well, that's because we got another Siege Rhino from this newest set called the Skirmish Rhino. It's basically a baby Siege Rhino with one less stat. You're going to be draining one less life, but it has all the relevant stats. It's a very chonky creature that you can Birthing Ritual into as a gap closer to the Overlord of the Belmerg. So the last time I played the Birthing Ritual deck, it was actually kind of difficult to get to the Belmerg because the only 4-mana card that we played was Witch Enchanter. Now, if opponent doesn't have any enchantments or artifact, it's actually such a bad feeling to get the Witch Enchanter just so that in the future turn, you might be able to get to your Solitude or the Belmerg. Well, now you actually have a target. We have the Siege Rhino, and the other card that we're going to be adding is another new card called Yathon Roadwatcher. When this creature enters, if you cast it, mill 4 cards. When you do, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Yes, it doesn't work with the Birthing Ritual. That's why we're only going to be playing one copy of it, but it is a 4-mana card that you can bridge the gap into, and we're in color. So I'm just going to be playing one copy of it just to test it out. This is basically going to replace a third copy of Renegade Rallier. A lot of the times, Renegade Rallier does kind of rot in your hand, not being able to get back anything. And it's also kind of hard to trigger the Revolt sometimes. The Road Watcher, if you cast it from your hand, because you can grab it with Belmerg as well. If you cast it, you get a 3-mana card onto the battlefield, and you can even get back a Renegade Rallier, Skirmish Rhino. So the Road Watcher isn't that great with the Birthing Ritual, but the fact that you can sacrifice the Road Watcher into something like a Belmerg, in turn, the Belmerg grabs the Road Watcher, then you can play it next turn. So we have a copy of a Road Watcher just as a test to see how it works. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Thomas 3 to show you guys what it does. So let's hop on over. Alright, so we're here to do one thing, and that is to cast Siege Rhino. Okay, this hand looks okay. Ooh, that is sweet. I think I'm going to directly go into Belmerg. Then again, Shaman is very good against that deck. I'll probably just do this now. If we get a land here, that'd be sick. Oh, yes. Oh no, our Siege Rhino. Our Siege Rhino has been revealed. You know what? I'll take the Siege Rhino. Considering that opponent's playing Mono's Free Swift Spear, Dragon Ray Chandler, probably the Siege Rhino is gonna be pretty good here. Yeah. Is this the world first Siege Rhino? White, black, green. The world first Siege Rhino. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, let's just get rid of another channeler here. Bump in the night. Against my Siege Rhino. Wow, main deck Leyline of Combustion is pretty hot. Not killing the Deathray Shaman. And attack because of the Siege Rhino. What a card. Siege Rhino attack. They have to block because otherwise the Siege Rhino is gonna kill them with the Dollmaker. Now my opponent's probably asking, why in the heck am I playing Siege Rhino? Well, there's no real answer to that. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. There is not a particularly good answer for why I'm playing Siege Rhino. But it's for sure very, very fun. What they haven't realized is we also play the baby version of the Siege Rhino. Yeah, we also play the baby version of the Siege Rhino. I think I have to go Deathray Shaman here. The fact that we actually got the same hand, by the way, is kind of insane. I am taking 2 damage here, though. Oh. Mono. We'll get back to Solitude. Might want to consider solituding our own Belmerk just to gain some life. I might have to sacrifice this Belmerk. Siege Rhino. A Siege Rhino. I don't know, like, there's no reason to pick this up, but it's just funny. Oh my god. The other Rhino. I'm gonna do it. Oh my god. They're like, what is that other Rhino doing there? Interesting. I'm just playing everything suboptimally just to get as many the Rhino action going right now. Like, there's no reason for me to actually sacrifice that, by the way, but I did it, you know? So I'm guessing it's we don't block this. So they have a lightning bolt. Land good. Dollmaker good. Okay, so what am I doing here? Rallier to get back. Dollmaker. The flash, okay. You know what? I'm just gonna play another Siege Rhino. There you go. Here, I will be blocking here, right? I will be blocking. My opponent's worst nightmare. Siege Rhino deck. I mean, that does let me cast the Siege Rhino, but I don't think I have a Forest anymore. Yeah, Forest is gone. Blinking the Rhino is definitely the safest, in my opinion. I should have attacked first, but it's fine. I'll sacrifice the Rhino now. Is it any permanent? Is this a May? I can't take additional damage. I'll die. I shouldn't have sacrificed it. Bomb in the night. my opponent's worst nightmare, Siege Rhino deck. You know, get back another Siege Rhino. Oh, maybe I should have actually gone back this card just to see. No, rampaging Ferocidon. But hold up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they're dead. Yeah, they're dead. I don't know why I did that, by the way. I could have just won the game. But why win the game when you can win with the Siege Rhino? Am I right? Okay, that was the first game. Alright, so the first game, I kind of played in a fashion where I wanted to get as many Siege Rhino action as possible, but now I'm gonna try to play to my outs and, you know, play a little bit more optimally. Yeah, last game was for funsies. This one's gonna be... Oh, wow. My Belmerg is completely shut down. Same with my Deathray Shaman. With the Sunken Citadel. No way. Mono Black Devotion. I haven't seen this in a while. Let's go with this. I mean, they're not really not doing much at the moment. Oh, that's gonna be insane, by the way. Oh no! I'm milling! No! What? You know, just casually milling 16 cars per turn. Easy. Okay, so I probably want Static Prison in this matchup. Mono Black Devotion probably plays Karn. Maybe a Necro. Yeah, the Siege Rhino is probably not gonna be good versus Mono Black Devotion. Because they gain so much life. And Deathray Shaman's not very good either against the ley line. Same with the Road Watcher. Oh, maybe I should have actually sideboarded out the Renegade Rallier because that's worse than a Siege Rhino, the Skirmish Rhino, because of a ley line. Mulligan. Hitting Needle. Siege Rhino turn 4. Okay. There it is. Now, it's not over, even if we Pitting Needle here. Since they can just draw, like, so much. But it does mean that they're just gonna be able to keep you know, 7 best cards after the Pithing Needle. They're gonna have to draw like a lot. But like I said, they, you know, they can keep the best 7 cards. And if they have another Dark Ritual, then we're in a pretty bad spot because you know, we don't really have much play. We do have a Pithing Needle, but our hand is actually pretty bad otherwise. That's really unlucky that they got another Dark Ritual. No. That's so bad.
I leave you with one last nightmare.
I should have been aware that they would be playing something like a Ashiok. We milled both of our basics. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. Well, that's really, really bad. At least I can kinda answer like a Shaldred coming out or something like that. But yeah. Kind of in a standoff. Well, that Nykthos is certainly tapping for a lot of mana. Oh god. That's probably the best card they could have had.
I will guide Dominaria's fate.
We might actually lose. If I don't get a land that I can play. Yeah, we're gonna lose here.
Behold my epilogue of fear.
If I can get a skirmisher... Okay. We have a chance. This is potentially the best card I could have drawn. I grabbed the Also the Pride because I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to, you know, have more than 1 mana next turn because of a liquid metal coating plus an Ashiok. Oh my god. What a hand. March, and they still have 2 mana. That's insane.
I welcome all assistance.
They went for minus. 1 ring. So I can't kill the Ashiok. We're gonna get a 1 ring down, 100%. It's not technically out, like, they're out yet.
This cannot be the death of
But we're putting in a lot of pressure. The lands are, you know, the Siege Rhino's coming. I like this protection animation. This is new.
This is my masterpiece.
Yeah, I might actually go deploy a Siege Rhino here instead of playing out the Bailmerk. Although I believe there's 3 Dollmakers left.
So brave, little one. I've lost my appetite.
Oh god. Do I have any white mana left? I don't think so. I milled all the lands? Oh, that is really bad, by the way. I have exactly 5 I have to... Wow. That's actually, pretty bad. Worse than I imagined. I'm gonna still go with the Rhino here because I want to be aggressive right now. And plus we're gaining life for the Oslet Pride. That's really bad. The fact that we milled... That's really, really bad. Okay, so they're gonna be taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably have to solitude that. Oslo Pride or God of Souls. I can't play either of them. I should have been more careful. I should have left this up, white mana up. Well, we can't ever cast Siege Rhino, so there you go. I can't believe all the lands are milled. That's insane. My god. What a weird game that was. Okay, well, that's an insane hand. I feel like I've been assembling these quite a bit. Well, I mean, that is pretty insane. We get 3 different colors with this Mox. Yep. So no Flare of Denial from opponent. Are they gonna go straight into the frog? Reanimate. Okay. Got a Solitude. Seems like opponent has a whatchamacallit, Swords to Plowshare. Probably have to get rid of the Belmerk. Yeah, I think I do. My hand is kind of bad, all things considered. We can't even proc the Renegade Rallier, and even if we do, there's nothing in the graveyard. So the Belmerk is just gonna get sourced here. And we're back to beginning. Psychic Frog. So this thing can grow to what? If they discard everything, it's gonna be a 4/5. That's not good. I would say that's pretty bad. Wars again. How did this happen? Like, should I not have used a Solitude? Because technically they don't have that many creatures to begin with to take advantage of the Belmerk. I don't know. Yeah, it really sucks that they had 2 swords. Need a birthing ritual or something. We don't even have a Surveil land. That's not good. Well, that's actually really good. Maybe you'll have a chance. I mean, I kind of doubt it. I kind of doubt it's gonna stick, but we'll see.
Perhaps there are more useful texts down on the surface.
Not gonna attack. Okay, let's say I attack. They'd have to eat... They have to bottom 3 cards. Maybe this isn't that bad. They have to discard 3 cards? Like, that's... kind of a lot. What is going on over there? Yeah, what is going on over there? What do you think the last card is? Yeah, what do you think the last card is? No? You're gonna attack. Interesting. Actually surprised they attacked with the Tamio. Like, I can understand attacking with the Psychic Proc because it draws you a card, but...
Tell me everything you know about this plane. I am not defenseless.
I really need to put them to 7.
If you need me,
So they can't, like,
go to the
reanimate.
library.
So I think I actually need to kill the Tamio here. Because... they can get back a reanimate right now. So this deck doesn't play counter spells, it seems, because they're playing reanimate.
Shh! Quiet in the library.
So I can, you know, I can get a Siege Rhino, but actually, maybe getting the Siege Rhino is good because it'll put them to 6, which means they can't reanimate anymore. Oh my god, this is actually a... I wish I got the other Rhino, so I don't have to sacrifice a Solitude, but... You know what? I'm gonna go for the Siege Rhino. You know what? There you go. A Siege Rhino. Now they can't reanimate. And now I feel safer. They're gonna die to Birthing Ritual and a bunch of Siege Rhinos this game. Can you believe that?
Respect the library.
I've only seen one counterspell, Flare of Denial. I think Flare of Denial might be the only card they're playing as a counterspell. Because they're putting a bunch of Aatroxas and Reanimate. I just don't think you can fit Mana Drain in there. The Siege Rhino is gonna grow to what? Like 7? So the Psychic Frog does have to discard everything. Let's just pass. Dollmaker or Belmerk? I mean, I know we're Siege Rhinoing a lot, but I think we have to go Belmerk. Oh, the other Siege Rhino. I mean, we just win next turn because we can cast Siege Rhino. I think they actually drew a Reanimate, by the way, because they just looked at their graveyard. Well, Tormod's Crypt comes in. Same with the Static Prison. You know, I actually really like the fact that this deck now has, like, unironically, a 4-mana card. Before, I've been having a little bit of a difficult time bridging to the Belmerk, but the fact that we have these 4-mana cards makes it a lot easier. Like, Witch Enchanter, sure, but you never really want to sacrifice a 3-mana card to get the Witch Enchanter out, most of the times. Also, like, what am I sideboarding out? Probably that. Probably Rallier and a Rhino? I mean, I'm having fun. I'm having fun with the Rhinos. Even if it's not good. Yeah, even if it's not good, I think it's funny. Think it's hilarious. Fatal Push. Troll. A Troll up Cuts of Doom. They're gonna reanimate that. What a draw, by the way. What a draw. I already do have a Dollmaker. They could have a Thoughtseize. A Solitude. Seems good. Cameo.
Oh no! I'm late for class!
Okay, mana drain. Brainstorm first before attacking. Because of the mana drain mana. Maybe they're trying to look for something.
I will protect this library with my life. Think before you act.
We're not in a good spot. We're not. Oh, they found another reanimate. They found another reanimate. They're looking at my graveyard. I need a white mana card. In case, oh, that's bad. Another Mystic Sanctuary. They're going for a reanimate. Could be a Flare of Denial. I'll go with the Juggernaut first. They have a lot of reanimate. I'm gonna still take away the Atroxa. So they can reanimate Solitude plus maybe a Skirmisher. If that's what they want.
I am not defenseless.
I have to be able to get rid of the Tameo next turn. That's gonna be a little bit rough. You know what? I'll take it. Static Prison. Static Prison. The problem is they gotta reanimate and they can just get rid of the Belmerk. So they can get a Witch Enchanter. They can get a Witch Enchanter instead. Which is a lot worse than Solitude, I would say. So maybe I'll just grab the Solitude here. And we'll Static Prison the Tameo, and if they want to, you know, get rid of the Static Prison, that's fine. It'll still reset the loyalty. But that means they're not getting rid of a Belmerk. So I think they're gonna get rid of the Belmerk instead. We'll see. They should. But, like, you know, they're taking 4 damage. Wow! That's crazy. They're gonna leave the Belmerk.
Late reading. Again.
Well, that's good. So I should probably get the Witch Enchanter here just to get Anna. Or I could get Deathray Shaman. But the problem with the Deathray Shaman is I also want to go Guide of Souls here. Okay. Ooh, they topped it. That must be like a Swords or something. Has to be Swords. Could be a Treasure Cruise. No blocks. Okay, that must be... What is it? A counter spell? But if you use a counter spell, you lose the game? It has to be a Swords, right? It has to be Swords. Let's leave the dedicated Dollmaker back. No, we couldn't cast the Rhino. Okay. Alright guys, this deck was better than I thought. We never really got to see the Road Watcher, but we have seen the Siege Rhino, and that's what we really care about. Yeah, so this card is interesting in a deck like this because, like, as a one-of, it's not bad. It's not bad. And the reason why this card is really good, well, it's because it's a 4-mana card, and that bridges the gap perfectly to the Belmerg and the Solitude. The last time I played the Birthing Ritual, bridging the gap to the Belmerg was a little bit difficult because then you would have to have a Witch Enchanter on the battlefield, and even if you do get a Witch Enchanter flip, you don't really necessarily want to get a Witch Enchanter out of Birthing Ritual if opponent doesn't have any enchantments. Something that you can Birthing Ritual into at 4 mana that's not that bad, you know, such as the Siege Rhino. And this other card, the Yothan Road Watcher, which we haven't seen, but it's supposed to be decent. The only time I had it in my hand, I tucked it under Chrome Mox, which, I mean, it's not bad. It's 3 colors when that happens, and I think the potential is there. It's a 4-mana card that you can sacrifice to get to the Belmerg, and the Belmerg can grab the Road Watcher, right? And then you can cast it. It's a lot of value. We only have 1 copy of it, so I just wanted to test it, but we didn't really get to see it as much as we did with the Siege Rhino. I'm kind of happy we actually saw a lot of Siege Rhino though. And the other Rhino, this is a little bit of a meme. The only reason why we have 3 copies of this, it might be just correct to have, you know, 3 Renegade Rallier and then another Road Watcher, but the reason why I wanted to have 3 copies of Rhino here is because of the consistency of seeing this card when I'm showcasing a deck. And as a card that I put it in just as a meme, it wasn't as bad as I thought. 3 mana, 3/4, trample, really good stats. Synergizes incredibly well with the Chrome Mox. Pitches to the Solitude. Does a lot of damage against blue-black decks as well, because they don't have any life gain, including a lot of shocklands they play. Like, if you get hit by the Rhinos a couple of times, they might not be able to play the game because, like, they can't actually attack because you're pressuring them with a bunch of Rhinos. Unironically, kind of good, and at the same time, kind of funny. And I will say, like, it's been a hot minute since I've actually casted a Siege Rhino, you know? So, I mean, for the nostalgic purposes, it actually performed better than I thought. And against combo decks, we do have the core plan versus a combo deck. Like, you can turn one Juggernaut with Chrome Mox, which is really good. After sideboarding, there's like Deafening Silence, Arcana of Memoria, even against Bolster decks, so we have like 3 copies of White Orchid Phantom, so... Yeah, I mean, I played the deck as a kind of a meme, but it's actually not that bad because the core of the deck is so strong. So yeah, that is the first deck of Tarkir Dragonstorm. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.